I can't remember every insult I deliver over a whole stream. I mean, that's hours every day I'd have to log. I don't have that much storage space in my head.
I don't know.
You know, there's a whole narrative about my community harassing people, but in spite of nearly 3 years of trying to track down the people actually doing this, I've yet to be provided a single piece of evidence of it actually happening. Hold on. This would be a lot easier for you if you didn't form your opinions based exclusively off the Twitter clips. That was literally cut off mid-sentence. Like, that's really weird to me. I don't understand. I think the vitriol certainly is mutual. I don't see an issue with being vitriolic. It's fine. If anything, you know, I'm working on maybe trying to be a little more vitriolic.
I want to set this up by saying Luna's a useless stepchild of Vietnam.
Oh, there we go. The truth comes out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, some of the, I know that, there has been what some might consider drama or beef going on between you, me, and Luna and some other people, developing for some time. So I just want to address that.
You put out a video shit-talking me.
Okay. So you must realize that there are a large number of right-wing people who watch your show.
I don't know if there are a large number of right-wing people who watch my show. There probably is a good number of politically undifferentiated people, but at least in the communities that I've seen and cultivated, my YouTube comments, my Discord, my Reddit, whatever, I think the closest right bent I have is an annoying group of liberals who insist on watching me. Apart from that, I don't think I have many hard right followers.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not. I don't want to debate about the numbers or whatever, but I guess okay. So I'm gonna move on to the next point of my platform here. What I've noticed, and a lot of people have noticed, is a pattern where whenever you talk about somebody who is, shall we say, marginalized, that there's a tendency for those people to receive harassment, threats, and other kinds of, like, you know, disturbing attacks like that. Now, I've seen it happen with Luna because I'm married to her. We spend all of our time together. I monitor.
No,
what is going on? What's going on?
I'm your handler. I was assigned to you 5 years ago. I'm
a handler.
Please understand. I'm CIA. Okay.
I monitor. I help her administrate her comments and that sort of thing. I guess my first question is: are you aware of that, or would you deny that that's something that happens?
I think I'd mostly deny it. You know, there's a whole narrative about my community harassing people, but in spite of nearly 3 years of trying to track down the people actually doing this, I've yet to be provided a single piece of evidence of it actually happening. Usually the initial claim is some very severe, you know, Vaush community, you know, harassing, like, really bad stuff, right? But then I get some screenshots, and it's usually people just being kind of mean, which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with people being mean to people I don't like.
When you talked about Luna, I don't think that calling her a useless stepchild of Vietnam, I think that might fan the flames of, like, racial problems. I'm not saying that you were intentionally being racist. That's not the point there. But I think that having that kind of super vitriolic statement could perhaps fan the flames. I think, you know, do you like completely disown and denounce the people who have made racial comments about Luna since you made your stream about her?
Oh, anyone who makes racist comments towards Luna is either not a part of my community, or if they are, should be removed from it. I'm not a racist, and I don't tolerate racism on any of my platforms. If it really is like hate followers who are watching or simply responding to an increase in visibility, though, nothing I say will change anything. I mean, I could have a positive interaction. In fact, I know this because I have had positive engagements with people, marginalized people, either race, gender, sexuality, who then got harassment after talking with me, not just from the rest of the left for deigning to talk with me, of course, but just as a product of being made visible, you know? So if that is the group responsible predominantly for the real vitriol, I don't think there's anything I could do other than be silent.
When you said that Luna's a useless stepchild of Vietnam, useless stepchild of Vietnam, I don't really understand what you were trying to say there.
Oh, I don't know. I threw out probably like 100 or 200 insults. I don't even remember the one you're saying right now. I'm sure in context it was very funny.
Remember what you said tells me you weren't being too careful when you talked about her as an individual. Like,
well, I can't remember every I can't remember every insult I deliver over a whole stream. I mean, that's hours every day I'd have to log. I don't have that much storage space in my head.
I don't know. I think you could be careful. I think you could be more careful about how you talk about
Well,
other people. But okay.
What you've said there...
I think this is going nowhere. So,
well, I just want to say, what you've said there, that doesn't cross my threshold for irresponsible treatment. I mean, obviously, and I'm not... This isn't an effort to poison the well. Obviously, you have a closer relationship with Luna than I do. That's kind of an understatement.
I do recognize that she's a person. Yeah, that's
part
of being, you know.
Right. Well, we're gonna have different perspectives on an acceptable level of vitriol towards people that you don't like. I guess the thing that always weirds me out a little bit is I'm very mean to conservatives on my channel. Nobody seems to mind that much. But then when there are people on the left who have ideas that I think are just as pernicious, you know, all of a sudden, people, you know, they get very up in arms about it. I don't understand the double standard, personally.
You need to be thinking about the potential ripple effects that the words you use can have when you're talking to thousands of people.
Well, I think the ripple effect is, I suppose I dislike her, and I'm okay with people in my audience disliking her, but if the racial comments, like the racism, is really coming from like the Groyper hate followers, I just don't think there's a relationship between the language that I use and the outcomes. Hold on, somebody linked the stepchild thing. I just want to hear it. It's 6 seconds. 1 second. Yeah, the modern Vietnamese government has produced little fucking off stepchild bastard children like Luna Oi here. Oh yeah, it's a comment on Vietnamese education producing like nationalist defenders. Yeah, so that would be like the stepchild comment.
What is the stepchild connection there?
Well, like,
you know that she's 5 years older than you. I mean, I don't understand why you keep calling her a child, and it seems kind of like overly demeaning. I don't know what basis you have for that.
I'm okay with being demeaning. With the stepchild thing, when I think of like, it was like the redheaded stepchild kind of thing, like the idea that like you know, like a bunch of like sort of children running around, you know, it's like 20 of them, and you can remember the names of 16 or so. You know, I think it's a salient critique of the way governments will sort of indoctrinate their constituents.
Did you not have made that point? You know, knowing what you know and knowing and being conscious of the way that certain people that watch your show, could you just not have made that point with a little bit less personal vitriol? I guess I just don't understand the. I don't.
But
understand.
I'm okay with
I talk
the
to
vitriol
people all the time that I don't like, but I don't make weird comments about them like that.
I'm okay with the vitriol. Also, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Luna's been quite vitriolic to me for a while. I think the vitriol certainly is mutual. I don't see an issue with being vitriolic. It's fine. If anything, you know, I'm working on maybe trying to be a little more vitriolic. I feel like the left online gives way too much of a pass to certain types of ideas.
I don't feel like this conversation is going anywhere. I don't think that you're I don't think you get what I'm saying. So
no, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that I was too mean. I just don't mind being mean.
I'm
fine with it. Wait, hold on. Somebody just linked a tweet where Luna is essentially calling me a pedophile. I think I'm okay with the mean. I usually try to proportion it to my dislike for people. I feel like
I know
Luna...
the tweet you're talking about. Do you want to read the tweet and tell me exactly what it says?
Vaush gets kicked off of platforms for saying cracker, but not for saying pedophilia can be good for children. Sick fucking world.
Which is an exact quote that you said.
No, it's not.
You play the video that it's linked to. Tell me that it's not.
The video cuts me off mid-sentence. It literally cuts me off. Do you think that signal boosting misinformation with the intent of sort of painting a person as a pedophile isn't... Like, it's interesting that you would take issue with saying a person's a stepchild of the country that they're from, but the idea of like signal boosting disingenuous far right you know, pedo jacketing that was literally cut off mid sentence isn't itself bad faith or disingenuous. Like, that's really weird to me. I don't understand.
She wasn't just talking about you. She was talking about the way platforms work. I think that you would agree that getting kicked off for saying cracker was ridiculous, right? Do you agree with that?
I would agree that calling me a pedophile is being vitriolic. I don't think there's any working around that.
She didn't call you a pedophile. She didn't call you a pedophile.
Noncompete. Come on.
She did it. She said that she thinks that what you said in that clip is worse than saying cracker.
I mean, if you cut together a bunch of words spliced from different streams and arranged them in a way to implicate me, and then
Look.
looked at that and said, huh, look at that. That's
Would it
interesting.
make you
Hold
think-
on. This would be a lot easier for you if you didn't form your opinions based exclusively off the Twitter clips. In the whole video,
I
where
don't
you
have
can
an
you can
opinion
you can
about whether
you
or
can
not you're a
find
pedophile, Vaush.
the section. No,
don't.
I'm talking about the stepchild thing. I have an opinion
Okay.
on whether or not I'm a pedophile, and it's that the people who go out of their way to call me one because they can't address my real arguments are bottom-feeding scum.
You know, you call people that who don't address your actual positions bottom-feeding scum. You spent
And call
2
me
hours.
pedophiles. That's the part that
Okay,
bothers
well,
me the most.
categorically, Luna did not call you a pedophile. She quoted something that you said,
Wasn't
and
a quote.
The fact of the matter is, one of the reasons I come over and like hate watch you is because I hate dialectical materialism. So in other words, thinking, but I know that me and Luna and some other people are fascist and racist. What I've noticed, and a lot of people have noticed, is a pattern where whenever you talk about somebody who is fascist or racist, that there's a tendency for those people to receive harassment, threats, and other kinds of disturbing attacks like hypotheticals. But yeah, I guess my point is Luna's on the far right.
Obviously, you have a closer relationship with Luna than I do. That's kind of an
I
understatement.
do recognize
think.
that she's a fascist. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
part of, okay. Yeah, and I'm not. I don't want to use any like loaded terms like useless stepchild of Vietnam. I just think that it stands to reason that if you're a rabid nationalist, there will be some overlap between useless stepchildren of Vietnam and Luna. But I'm just trying to say I think that Luna deserves to suffer because Luna is bottom feeding scum and a racist, vitriolic shit child.
By the way, just to be clear, the reason why the reason why I'm okay with being mean to these guys is because they're like the cancer of socialism. You know what I mean? Like, the existence of people like him are worth like -3 me's. They're like every person who's moved leftwards from people like that are like a harm to the movement, you know? That's a bit harsh? No, I don't think so. I think it's fine. You know?
Luna's a useless stepchild of Vietnam.